All right, very glad to have you back on the press this morning. All right, we have been discussing the headlines making the waves this morning, being Wednesday, the 10th of September, 2025. So, like I told you, I do not have a guest today, so it's just you and I today on the show. So, I'm going to quickly go through some of the big headlines again. If you're just joining, for the benefit of those, and possibly give more highlights on some of the issues. All right, and then I'll open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. I think I would like to start with the Northern Elders recommendation for dialogue. Yes, it's no longer news that the Northern Elders Forum are canvassing for dialogue with bandits. When I saw the headline, I was like, Okay, now the northwest region of Nigeria has been grappling with severe insecurity. Is no longer news that is, but this is largely due to the activities of bandits. Now the elders believe that dialogue as a peaceful approach might be like a viable solution to the violence and restore stability. Now some of the key points of recommendations by the Northwest, the North Elders Forum is collaboration with authorities. Like the elders have urged state governors to work closely with the National Security Advisor in the person of Nuru Ribadu and other security agencies to facilitate the dialogue. Another key point was precedent from other countries. They're also citing, other countries who have also had dialogues with bandits, and in cases like this, and they said they have that does help resolve similar conflicts, arguing that it could help build trust and create a path to lasting peace. And lastly, they also said they also gave a condition that they emphasized that dialogue should be conditional on the bandits laying down their arms and agreeing to a ceasefire, ensuring that the process does not encourage further violence. Now, I don't know what you're possibly asking yourself or saying about this, but everything that has an advantage has its disadvantage. I'm asking, I hope this dialogue does not mean that these bandits will be given money, because if they're being given money, federal government money, I don't see how that is a dialogue, or how that will even solve the problem. Now let's look at some of the pros, or yes, it could reduce violence if it goes well and foster a sense of peace, especially if the bandits are actually willing to negotiate. Now, it can also build trust between communities and the government, and which will, of course, potentially pave the way for substantial peace. But then again, if it goes wrong, on the other hand, there's a risk that it actually might embolden them. Like, if the dialogue would involve them being given money, it's like you're even empowering them the more if it goes wrong. So, and it could also see this negotiation as a form of weakness on the government. Like, okay, they could see that, all right, we actually have overpowered these people. They don't have a choice. Then they're begging us. It could also be a sign of weakness. So I don't know, and it could also, I don't know, challenging to ensure that all factions are willing. Because yes, we're not just talking about one side, should I call them party bandits? No, we have different factions of them. So it's possible one group may agree and the other groups may not. So I don't know. What are your take on that negotiation? When I open the phone lines, I would love to hear your contribution to that. Another story I'd like us to go through will be that of Natasha's case. Yeah. Now, when I saw that her desperation of a suspension has reached, and then the Senate, the National Assembly, are saying that she should not be allowed to resume because the case is in court. I don't know, I sort of got weak, and I was like, what's going on now? Aside from the fact that, okay, these whole things are happening, let's not forget the constituent. Let's not forget that she's representing a people. What is happening to that constituent? For over 6 months she's been suspended, and then we're having, okay, finally, I think that suspension was on March 25 this year. Yes, so we're not having a case where finally she served that suspension term, and now we're having the case of the case being in court. I was trying to talk to a lawyer as to where this whole thing stands in terms of our constitution, but there are, it's neither here or there. I feel that, I don't know if I should speak personally, but I also love to hear your contribution on that. Well, the PDP has actually challenged the National Assembly, saying that what they're doing is wrong, and in fact ordering Natasha to resume. So we don't know how this is going to play in the coming days, like I said earlier, but time will tell. We'll see how things unfold eventually. But I think she should just be allowed to resume her duties, even if the case is in court. And you know how court cases can be. We don't even know when they'll be having another hearing on that case. At the end of the day, she has people she's representing, and I think that should be paramount against above every other interest or grievances, if you ask me. All right, let's move away from that. I think another story I'd like to touch will be that of yes, we also have that Nupeng suspending nationwide strike. Yes, the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers has called us its nationwide strike after reaching a memorandum of understanding with Dangote Refinery. So obviously this development is expected to ease the supply of fuel and stabilize the energy sector. All right, so we have that. And also, let me see, another story I'd like to look at will be that of Army rescuing abducted military officer. Nigerian troops successfully rescued a senior army officer who had been abducted by gunmen in Delta State. I gave you that headline. Now, this operation highlights ongoing security efforts to combat insurgency and abductions. All right, another story I would like to look at would be the Labour Party opposing fresh borrowing. Now, the Labour Party has called on lawmakers to reject new loans requests from President Tinubu, citing concerns over Nigeria's rising debt profile and the economic strain on citizens. Now, all this all geared towards, just stabilizing the economy and making sure that every Nigerian have a common sense of relief with the current reality, the economy, things, nothing is smiling. I don't know, things are just getting worse. And another story also I would like us to, I also like to again remind you will be that of the 5% tax on fuel. Yes, it's been said that that will be put on hold for now, because I remember how it sparked lots of conversation earlier this week on that. I think this week and part of last week, late part of last week and early this week as well, where we're talking about concerns of already Nigerians are grappling with so much, and then we're talking about adding 5% of that on petroleum products. Okay, let me see, before I open the phone lines, I think I'll just take this as the last one, and then I'll open the phone lines to hear from you. That will be on Goodluck Jonathan's potential 2027 bid. Now, the current situation of the former President Goodluck Jonathan's potential return to the political scene for the 2027 election has sparked mixed reaction, especially in the South, with some persons okaying it and some factions not okaying it. We have the Wike-led, group, there. We also have Fubara, there as well. Also, when you go to other parts like Edo, we have them, giving a nod to it. Some also speculating, will he be the right person? Others are saying he might overshadow the rest, coming from the South. So just so many, but in most cases, there's actually lots of support from the South for Jonathan return in the 2027 run for the presidency. And we also have opposition concerns, like other members have expressed reservations, citing concerns about the party's leadership dynamics, and of course the need for fresh faces to drive new ideas and policies. Do you share the same? I'd love to know that when you call as well. All right, with that, let me just quickly start taking calls. The phone line should be displayed on the screen about now, so feel free to call, and I'd love to hear your contribution to some of the paper headlines. Feel free to react or I'll talk on any of the headlines we've read today. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm Hamza. She's calling from Mina.
Thank you for joining, Hamza.
Please let me appreciate veterans there in Captain TV. They remind us of the old good days
Okay.
when Nigeria was in peace, when Nigeria was an interesting country. My take is on the title issue.
Okay.
Yeah, please, is it now that the Senate is respecting, there is respecting our court? What happened to the last court order?
That's a point.
Please, I think the Senate should be themselves. They are threatening democracy. This is rather unfortunate. Honestly, this is not the way to go about democracy. Democracy is an interesting way of forming government. Unlike the other Socratic kind of Socratic ways of getting power. That they are threatening it. This is my concern. Thank you.
Thank you too as well, Hamza. We appreciate you for calling. All right, feel free to call and respond to any of the headlines I've read out to you this morning. Feel free to do that as well. All right, so yes, we have so many actually headlines that made the papers today. Another one I'd like us to look at would be doctors to decide a nationwide strike today. There are like recurrent Nigerian problems. When you hear doctors strike, you hear ASU strike, like it's as if it's part of fabric. And when you hear it, it no longer, it becomes redundant or sort of. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Abdullahi from Kaduna.
All right, Abdullahi, thanks for joining.
Hi, the good work this morning.
Thank you.
My concern is the issue of this Senator Natasha. The only thing that I'm saying here is this Akpabio Senator, this Senate President Akpabio, is a personal issue. This one is not a government issue again. I think it is his own selfish issue with this Senator Natasha. The only thing I'm saying in this Senate President, he is thinking that he is the overall and there's nothing that can tamper with him. But you should not forget, when you are thinking that you have all the power to do whatever you want to do, God is the one that have the utmost power. As you are ruling on the people, God is ruling over you and over everybody. So whatever the issue that is having with the Senate President, that it has been long now. Look at it. A Senate that is representing a constituency in Kogi State. Imagine, okay, the month they give to her has, I think, is now, it's supposed to resume in the office now. I think he has completed the suspension that they give to her. Yes. But now, what is the issue again? But the only thing I'm seeing in this issue of this Senate President, he is thinking that he is the overall. Whatever he wants to do, he can do it. There's nothing will happen to him. And he has just forgotten that God is watching him. If you don't be careful on this issue now, if he has done his own, then God will now come and judge him. And for God's sake, then what is it? That he says somebody did something wrong and they give him, her a suspension. Now, I think he has completed her suspension for her now to now do her seat, her office now. They are still denying her, not to resume. And Mr. President is aware of all this happening. He knows of what he's hearing now. He's all these issues now, Mr. President, he knows about it. But when this issue started, Mr. President has never even came out and didn't utter a word issue. I think he is the father in that house, in that place. He has the authority and the power to call those people and settle them. It's not whatever the issue they have. But he all these issues that who is Kogi State, who is this thing. And they should not forget that when you are doing your own, God is there watching you. The only thing I have concern over this thing is just this late president. He thinks he's above whatever the thing. He has the power to do whatever he can do, and nobody can even challenge him. But if you think there's nobody can challenge him, but God can challenge him now, And he did not even think that, okay, all these things I'm doing now, what if tomorrow I now sleep? He cannot even wake up again. He has forgotten this. All this power that he has, that he's doing all this thing now, he has even forgotten that God can take this power. In fact, before night, before this afternoon, God can take this power over. Take over this power and over from him. So I think when you are doing something, you just have the other side of things, the other side of it. The power is not going to be in his hand forever. He will do this thing and he's going to leave it. Thank you.
Thank you too as well. I appreciate your contribution. All right, still taking your calls. Feel free to call. I would love to hear your contributions to any of the headlines that touches you. All right. So as I was talking about the doctors to decide on nationwide strike today, for how long are we going to continue on this trajectory? How long? We already have so many of our doctors have left the country, living in different countries. In fact, when you go to most overseas, most of the doctors are Nigerian doctors. Our healthcare system, our facility is nothing to write home about. Let me take another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Bamidele Sunday. I'm calling from Kogi State.
All right, Bamidele, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Mom.
Go ahead.
So, all I have to say for this matter about teenage president and Natasha. So, I just want to make this man understand that the power that he's using is from God, not for anybody. So a minute that power can fade. So let this everything go now, because even if we offend God, God can forgive us. So talk less of we human beings. So whatever is there, may the man forgive this woman, may the woman start his work, because the woman has already tried now for 6 months. So if they suspend this let me say for just 3 months, can he take it like that? So if the man cannot take it like that, we can't suspend this woman for good 6 months and the woman just endure. So because of his people, so may the man to consider that people of Kogi State and call this woman back. Whatever that is there, may they iron it out between themselves, because they know the way to iron everything. Please let me talk to them, because you too, you can still talk to those people where they are up there.
All right, thank you very much. I'll find a way to talk to them like you suggested. Thank you. Okay. All right. I think everybody's delving towards this Natasha's case. Remember, we also have all the headlines, but talking about Natasha's case as well. I don't know. It's really appalling. Now, some of you have been calling God should that. God should. I don't think God really needs to come into this matter. There are things we need to do on our own, or we can do on our own as well. I'm sure. I think it was during her. I think it was during her recall. No, not her recall. During her suspension, that a lot of Nigerians actually realized that if you elect a senator to represent you and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that you have the power to recall them. It was during that time that a lot of Nigerians actually found out that they actually have power to recall. So what am I trying to say? Actually, as Nigerians, we have so much power, but we do not know them. All right, I believe that there are bodies, there are people, there are constitution, laws that could be used in this case and, iron this whole matter, so it doesn't become a case of a personal vendetta against another person, and then we have constituents suffering it, because it's not a case of you trying to suspend one person or punish one person for a wrongdoing. We also have to look at the bigger picture. This person, like I said earlier, is representing a people in our state, Kogi Central. All right. What are their conditions right now. She's been out for 6 months, and I remember some of the clauses attached to that was she wasn't going to get paid, she wasn't going to get allowances and all this stuff, So what is the fate of those she's representing? They deserve to be served. So I don't know. Something should really be done about this. Let's see how it unfold. Like I said earlier, time shall tell. Hello. Please, can you please turn down the volume of your TV set? Turn down the volume.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. If you can hear me, turn down the volume of your TV set. Then tell me your name and your location.
Okay, Sonona calling from Cross River State.
All right, Sonona. Thanks for joining.
My take on Natasha. Natasha case is because Natasha is not in APC. If Natasha is in APC, they will not be politicizing the case like that. Because that woman don't know about now, it's supposed to resume her seat. That is the market. On strike, there is not like strike in Nigeria. Doctor strike and the European strike, all this student strike. There is nothing like all this strike that does not work in Nigeria. So they should go to dialogue and resume normality. I talk of doctor strike and European strike that is called up just call up now. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you too. All right, the phone lines are still open for you to call freely, talk about any of the headlines I wrote out for you today as they made appearances on different dailies today. A lot of my callers are reacting to the suspension of Senate Natasha in fresh drama. Saying that the National Assembly wrote a letter actually saying that she is not allowed to resume until the case that was appealed is trashed out. And we all know our system in this country, court cases. And I like what the first caller said about how come the National Assembly didn't obey the court verdict earlier, some months ago. I think in July or so, when I remember when after the court gave that verdict, Natasha tried to make her way into the National Assembly where she was blocked from entrance. You remember? So the first caller was like, how come they didn't obey it? But now they want to obey the fact or respect the fact that the case is in court. All right, so yes, that's not the only stories making headlines. Yes, also giving you other ones. I also told you how the Northern Elders are recommending dialogue with bandits. I would love someone to speak on that. They're recommending dialogue with bandits. Tells governor negotiation is not a sign of weakness, but it could be, like I said earlier, it could be this bandit could see it as a sign of weakness on the part of the government. So I don't know, it's just a 50-50 case. Most developed countries would not adhere to negotiating with terrorists. They will not adhere to that. Now they also talk about treating informants like bandits and saying that talks can solve 70% of insecurity in North Central. How true is that? Like I kind of gave you what, if it goes well, how it's going to play out, and if it doesn't go well, how it's going to play out. At the end of the day, I just hope that these negotiations, if they're going to happen, I do hope that it does not involve giving these bandits money. I am totally against that because over time it has proven not to work. All right, so if it's going to involve these bandits giving government money, then it's a no-no because it's going to backfire eventually. All right, let me take another caller here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Olusegun Paul from Kogi State.
All right, thanks for joining.
I want to put it straight that most of the time, the secret behind matter, people may not understand. But let me now tell the Senate President, if you are doing it right, continue. But if it is wrong, Nemesis will catch up with you. Have a wonderful day, man.
Thank you. That's very short and simple. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day as well. All right. Okay. So as I was saying, it's a 50-50 case. We really must learn from antecedents, and let's not forget the case, the Boko Haram incident that plagued the Northeast. They are still not vanquished even till now. I remember where some of them repented, so-called repentant, and they were rehabilitated. But these people have gone back again. So we really have to really look inward and see the best solutions. I don't also see how people who have killed innocent lives and destroyed properties should be patted in the back and said, oh, it's okay, that should come. I don't know. I think perpetrators of such crimes should be dastardly punished. All right, let me take another. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. What's your name and location? Yes. Yes,
I want to say something very short and sharp.
Tell me your name and your location.
Mrs. Akimbo, I'm from Abu. I live in Abuja.
Okay, thank you for joining, Mrs. Akimbo.
Yes, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate for what is happening in our nation. People forget that we are either about 200 or 120 million people. And one man there is there, taking laws into his hands, as if we that are in this country, we don't have a sense of reasoning. The unfortunate thing is that, you see, this Natasha issue, this woman was showing them how to govern the people. You can see the short period that she came out, what she has done for her community, that what none of these men are doing at all. They're not doing it at all. Look at the bandit issue. Nigeria will go and win war outside, but few people sponsored are winning our military. Thank God that I have this opportunity to talk. You see that Land Rover, they put our soldiers, that open Land Rover.
Yeah.
It is not good for them at all. They should be protected from the enemy. They are exposed to the enemy. People are going to fight war and open their Land Rover. Why can't somebody say somewhere and aim at them, sniper, and finish them? They don't need to be among them. That is one thing I've been praying to God to talk to about. Can you believe that there's somebody I know today for 45 years he fought for Nigeria? They have not paid them, they are not what you call it. I'm angry. 45 years today, the government has not answered some of them. They are there, some are dying. That is another one. The vote these people voted that vote them in are not the vote of every man. It is the vote of Nigerians. They will come out and say the truth. Why they are afraid to do the right thing is that anyone that tries to do the right thing, they will expose. That is what I understand for what is happening. Our president is seeing it now. If that is not the case, why should all these people be happening in Nigeria? Nigeria! It's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I think God is, no, it is we. But we'll pray to God to give us good leaders. That we do the will of God. We will pray. It's scriptural. We will just pray for God to be the right person. All of these are leaders. People that are packing money, all the money they are borrowing, what are they doing it for? There's no water, no light, no good roads. Is this roads they do that is good roads in Nigeria? Look at what happened that shopping to send children to school. They come out of school, no work. Banks don't give law for them to start something on their own. And what are we doing 419, you say you're doing it wrong? Not everybody has a strong heart to stay. God will judge everybody. God will judge everybody. You are blaming this that they are thieves, they are that. Your policies that caused it. All of them. They will steal. And other person that will steal pencil, they will kill or they will hang. both the judge, even with the lawyers that are doing all these evils. All those, what I want to advise is that anybody that calls for strike, if you come to the table with the government, agree on what you agree, and it should be signed right there and then. Not after how many years they will say it is not signed. What's the meaning of that? And any leader that takes call for strike and relent, they will handle him by themselves. What is that? Enough is enough in this nation. God has given us money. The time we were not borrowing money. The time we were giving IMF money.
It was.
But now we are at once borrowing it for nothing. The grandchildren are there and they will be paying. God will help Nigeria.
Thank you very much for your thoughtful contributions that you appreciated. Okay, I'm looking at my time. Okay, I still have a few more minutes on the clock to wrap the program up. All right, let me take another call. Hi, good morning.
My name is Energy Okay. Please, can you hear me now?
Okay, sounds better. Thank you, Sunday. Where are you calling us from, Sunday?
I'm calling from Kogi State. Okay. So, all I have to say here, because everything that is going on between Natasha and this man now, we are tired on it, because many people are suffering because of this issue. So all I have to say, make this man pity us and call this man back, because the woman, we love the woman totally. Nobody that have done what this woman have done to Kogi State. Because we have been having so many senators since all this while, but this woman have come and changed everything for us. So, and put light and take us out of darkness. So we have to do something about it. But all our leaders, they don't talk. Or we that is not have power to do anything now, we are suffering on it now. Please, let me help us tell this man, may he forgive Kogi State. So to forgive us and call this man back, because we need this woman abeg. Because when you talk about love, I don't think that we love any other person except that woman. No. Abeg, help us beg this man, make it clear for us.
Alright. Thank you. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, because at the end of the day, Natasha is a representative of a group of people. What has become of them this past month, and what is going to become of them if this matter lingers? I'm sure this person that just called is possibly from our constituent, and reeling out all that she's done and how much she's been the best so far. So what is the fate of those people? It's a shame that we are now at a situation where cases like this, people's life and futures is being mortgaged as though on the whims and caprices of personal vendetta. I don't know what to really say, but I do hope that this matter doesn't escalate. Let me take another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Your network is terrible. What I'll do is I'll hang up and I'll have you call me back, okay? I can't really hear you at all. I think your connection is really bad, so do well to call me back, okay? I would love to hear your contribution to the matter. All right, let's not also forget this other story of I gave you a story on the 2027 presidency and how Jonathan has split the South PDP. Yes, the South that has been split, with some saying, okay, we are okay with the Jonathan comeback. Some are saying, let's just stand here, let's see what he says. And then some are like, oh, we don't think it's necessary for him to come. So I also love someone to comment on that one as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. What's your name and location?
Okay, I'm Mr. Anozie. I'm calling from Cross River State.
Did you say Anozie?
Yes.
Oh,
from Cross River
Anozie,
State.
thank you for joining. Welcome.
Okay. The little I want to add to the question going on is that it is quite unfortunate that in Nigeria we are bedeviled by people who doesn't like the people. Leaders who doesn't like the people. Whenever they see somebody who has the mind of the people, they will go all out against the person. Honestly, I don't know how we get it. It's only God who can explain what is happening. Because the people who are anti-people, the leaders, the so-called leaders who are anti-people, are the people at the end of the day. They make a name wherever they want to. It's very unfortunate. Because the way this country is going, things are getting from bad to worse on daily basis. Our roads are highly unpassable. You can pass roads. You know, you have insecurity everywhere. They celebrate insecurity. They celebrate things that are not in favor of the people, more than they are celebrating that for the betterment of the people. Nigeria is a captured state as far as I can say. As far as I know, Nigeria is captured. And we are unfortunately in the hand of those who have no mercy. Our leaders, the crop of leaders we have today, they have no mercy. There is no heart of flesh. That is my own. That is my own. And I don't believe that God will go to help us. As a Christian, I do believe the Bible says that a prey from the mighty can be delivered. And the lawful captive, as we have been lawfully captured, I don't know, God will deliver us. That woman is not the only one. Just take your mind around. Whenever they see anybody who is shining for the public, they will go after the person. It's only God that will save us. But the only thing I want, why I'm grateful to your station and other stations that are taking up this people-oriented program, is creating awareness. The awareness has to continue. We know we may not be able to stop it tomorrow, but I know with time. When every other person in the street knows what is happening, just like it was during independence. When every other person is aware of it, and every other person is talking, saying one thing or the other, lending their voice, saying that this is bad, irrespective of God, religion or whatever, then they will know that it's been stopped. God will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anozie. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes. All right, approaching my wrap-up time, which is going to be in about 6 minutes. So if you do want to call, do it now while we still have a few more minutes on the clock to wrap the program up. All right, yes, it's actually pathetic that things like this are happening or still happening. Even the case, I remember when this case of Natasha, first, the 6 months was, everybody felt that it was too much for the crime. Remember, the crime was that the sitting position, you know, she refused to be rearranged. She was asked not to sit in her usual sitting position. And then there was also the talk about she not addressing, or I think not standing on the resisting protocol or something. Yeah, that was it. So we felt that punishment was even too much, if you remember, but it stood the time. And now that the time is finally here, we are still there, sadly. All right, I'm quickly going to wrap up by saying, I'm getting one call. I don't know if I could take that. Is that possible? Can I take one more call before I wrap up? Let me see. Okay, just one more call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I would like you to really speak as fast as you can. Just 1 minute. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
All right, Dr. Dimode Oluwafemi from Lokoja.
All right, thanks for joining.
It's quite unfortunate. This is a case of pure victimization. I think the House needs to call themselves into order and let the right thing be done. Natasha is one of the best performing senators
in this nation. I think they should look into that and recall her back so that she can do her good work. God bless you and God bless the station.
Thank you. I appreciate you for that timely. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap up. Yes, almost every caller that call was on Natasha's case, even though that wasn't the only headlines today. But I would say that Natasha should employ every means necessary to ensure she returns. And her constituent, I think they shouldn't just sit, and say, God should help us. Please, if you guys should seek some sort of redress, talk to lawyers, find a way and make sure she is returned to the National Assembly as to serve the people who voted her in. With that, I would say thank you so much for all of you that called and you were part of the show. You listened, you called. I appreciate you. We appreciate you here at CAF 10 Television. Well, I am Princess Ekeze Okoli. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless Nigeria.